On this week's video, we head to south of the border to experience some of the best and worst of Mexico. Hey guys, Holly, we keep it dirty off-road, and in this video we're going to take you guys on a trip we took to Mexico over a year ago. We did not go to Baja. This was a scouting run that Jon from Dirt Days put together, and he invited us along. Baja is amazing, but Jon wanted to see what other trails could be explored that are not in Baja for a weekend run. We would still be on the Gulf of Mexico. We would just be on the east side of it, mainland Mexico. This is also one of the main routes into Mexico to get into anywhere into mainland Mexico. So it's a little bit different than going down to Baja, and it does carry its own set of dangers. This trip would take us from Mexicali. We would drive down the coast as much as we could, all the way down to Puerto Peñascos, which is more commonly known as Rocky Point. And then we would come back in from the Arizona side and drive home. Now, like the title of this video says, we did see the best and worst of taking a run down in Mexico. If you don't end up watching this whole video, which I know some of you guys won't, here are the cliff notes of the video. Mexico is beautiful. People there are amazing, but it is another world, and the people are very poor, especially in and around the border. Be respectful. Don't be that entitled American thinking it's your own personal playground, and be careful of the cops and any checkpoints that you run into. And lastly, there's safety in numbers. If you've never been there before, go with the big groups like Dirt Days or EXO, somebody that knows the lay of the land. So let's get into the trip. Now, the day started off very early. I'm not a marine person, so getting up this early sucks for me, but we got to see a killer sunrise on the way up. Border crossing was in Mexicali. We met with Jon before crossing the border. He had two other trucks with him, Boris, which we ran with before, and a new guy in a taco. We're gonna cross into another fucking world. What do you mean? You'll see what I mean here in a second, as soon as we cross. Now, this was Ethan's first time in Mexico. I've been in Mexico, so I've crossed the border a few times over the years, but this was my son's first time, so it was a massive culture shock for him as soon as we crossed over. What is it supposed to do? Right here, they're taking pictures of everything. The plates and everything.
And now they're going to search the cars.
Now, searches are not common when you drive into Mexico.
Buenos días. Voy a abrir la puerta. Okay. Vendedor, please. ¿Llevan armas?
No, señor. No. It's part of the inspections they ought to do.
¿Qué es lo de la caja?
Son un drone y cámaras.
Cámara.
Sí.
Adelante.
Gracias.
What are we doing now?
We're just going to wait over here.
We basically crossed the border?
Yep.
Oh, we didn't get our passports or anything like that?
No, when you're crossing into Mexico, you don't. All right, Jon, go ahead and get ahead of us, man.
Not so bad.
So crossing the border wasn't too bad. We've only crossed the border a few times, and it's the first time we actually got inspected. The guy actually opened up the doors, went around the truck and looked at everything. The big thing they're looking for is anything hidden and weapons. So if you ever come down to Mexico, no weapons, including knives. You don't want to have knives or anything like that. If you do have a knife, it better be in a tool bag. It better not be on you, because they're pretty strict on stuff like that. Yeah, it's not too bad. Coming in to Mexico is easy. It's getting back into the U.S. that takes long.
How long does taking you back into the U.S. take?
It can take hours. But notice how different it is out here. But Mexico is a whole other fucking world. If you have never been there, you immediately notice that when in Mexico, infrastructure, roads are not all as well kept up. And then around the border, you also have to deal with a lot of beggars because there's more poverty in those areas. But it is starting to get modernized. You are going to start finding some more modern food chains are starting to show up in Mexico, especially in the bigger cities. Not in the small towns, but definitely in the bigger cities. But at the end of the day, you have to understand Mexico is a very poor country. So look how different it is out here, bud.
Yeah. The main thing I'm noticing is the trash everywhere. Some of these streets don't even have paved roads.
Yeah, most of them don't. It's a poor country, but that's the drawback for Mexico. It's a very poor country. You get into the bigger cities, it's nicer, but like the border cities, the smaller cities like we're on right now, you can tell. From here, our goal was to get from Mexicali to El Golfo de Santa Clara. We'd be cutting east first to get into the state of Sonora, and then drive down the very top of the Gulf of Mexico.
How's a normal car get this?
We're just rolling over some of these, but a lot of these are like axle busters for most cars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of these are just as big as regular cars' tires.
Shit, we're just gliding over them. Imagine a beamer. We would have fucking lost the wheel by now.
You'd be crying.
Yeah, I would be. Be careful in these remote sections of road out here in Mexico. Potholes here can be pretty massive. Some are big enough to puncture 35s. Along the way, we did have to cross a few checkpoints. Checkpoints can be either military, they can be police. This one ended up being police checkpoint checking for fruit, similar to like an agricultural checkpoint in California.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
¿Algún tipo de fruta que transporte?
No, señor.
Muchas gracias. Que pase buen día.
Así que te va bien.
Hasta luego.
Checkpoints are not too bad, especially if you're with a group. But when you're on your own, this is where problems can happen when you visit Mexico. Mainly because you have the cops or the military asking for what's called a mordida. If you've never heard that term, mordida means a bite. They want some kind of money to let you go, and if you don't, they can make things really bad for you. It's less common with larger groups, but corruption is very common in Mexico, so be ready. Next up was El Golfo, and here's where we met our escorts from Chapo Racing. Is that them?
Yeah, Chapo Racing.
They're going to be leading us in? It's a stock Frontier.
Yeah.
Chase numbers on the back though, so.
I guess.
I know, chase numbers can get you through anything. But dead.
El Golfo is a small fishing town that's mainly known for a little bit of tourism right at the top of the Gulf of Mexico. We got there around lunch, so our first stop after we picked up our escorts was to go get some dirty tacos, as they call them. At least that's what the Chapo guys call them. Basically, roadside taco stands there in the center of town. Now, they were pretty good. You're not going to find the typical stuff you find in the U.S. here, right? You're not going to find a taco stand with carne asada and all that stuff here. Carne asada is pretty expensive. So they had things like pork, they had fish, they had a bunch of stuff, and it was really, really good. We had some pork tacos that were amazing. After lunch, we hit our first dirt on the beach of these crazy sand dune area off of El Golfo. First task was to climb up that lighthouse, something the taco had a hard time doing. The view up there were epic though. So I guess we're going up there.
I think that's a scenic route. You gotta gun it. Oh, that neat. That's why I didn't make it up there. Oh no.
Getting bogged down. Oh, dude, it almost stalled.
I say he just park it there and come walk up.
Not sure exactly why, but it took him quite a few attempts to get up there, and he finally was able to get up to it. While he was struggling, he gave us some extra time to enjoy the scenery, which was nice. From here, the Chapo guys took us the back way onto some more dunes. I guess there was another epic spot to look from higher up in the mountain section there.
Oh, you can see his marks, his trail marks.
Barely.
Oh, that feels so weird. I felt like you were just floating down it.
Now, here is unfortunately where we ran into our first problem in what I would consider some of the ugliness that happens in Mexico. Not even 30 minutes into the trail, Taco decided to stop, block the road for a shot. Yeah, a shot of tequila.
I already stopped there, of all places. Why is it in the back?
John tried to go around him, and in doing so, that trail section got really steep. and he ended up sliding down and de-beating a tire. Fuck that. Hell no. Hey Greg, can you move forward please? John, what's up with your truck, man? Is everything okay?
Took that shit.
Yeah, is he okay though? We need to have Greg move his truck. Hey Chapo guys, we lost the feed. Hey Greg, can you please move your truck, dude?
Oh,
Yeah, no shit, dude.
holy hell.
Oh, you beat her?
Yep.
Basically Greg's fault. This one's all Greg's.
This pissed me off because a completely preventable situation. First off, you should never drink and drive. Doesn't matter if you're on street or you're off-road. You should never do it. It's a problem in the community. You should never do it. Second, he stopped and blocked the trail just to take a shot. And he wouldn't move. And it just set the wrong tone for the trip. This was right at the beginning. And to me, this is one of the reasons I don't like going back to Mexico for an off-road run. There's a lot of guys that have the mentality that Mexico is their own personal playground. They can do whatever they want when they're down there. They'll drink and drive, and they'll just do things that they would never do in the U.S. just because they're in Mexico. This taco guy ended up making me super nervous because he ended up drinking the whole day. He had an open beer can the whole day. He was drinking and driving, and it just made me nervous. The whole situation just made me nervous because he's already doing stuff like this. It made me wonder what else he could have done that could have got us in trouble. And not just in trouble, or got somebody hurt. If you go to Mexico, guys, don't be that entitled American that thinks he can do whatever he wants. And don't drink and drive, please. Don't be stupid.
That was what the hell.
Yeah, document this shit.
Fuck yeah.
Look at that drop.
I'm surprised you didn't flip the truck, John. Are we gonna try some kind of Mexican secret here to get it beat it back on, or are you switching tires?
No, I'm gonna fuck spray some shit in them. That's so sick.
So just slow down when you start getting to that level?
Yeah, well, that's just about it.
Is that gonna be enough for you to beat it on? Or do we need to dig you out a little bit?
I just assumed that you guys got ether?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do something. Put the tire back on. And then we'll think about what to do. John, if you need help, just let me know. We'll go get some Mexicans. We're all over.
There it goes.
Already beaten by itself, dude. Hey, you're good. That was good.
Are you kidding me?
I want fire.
Damn.
I don't even.
That's a lighter bus.
Is it still not popped the back bead yet?
Doesn't poke the front feet yet.
It's got quite a bit of...
About 40, 50 pounds to it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's not beating as much as the top.
No. It'll beat itself,
Yeah.
man.
So why don't you drive it this way to the lookout point over here, and then we'll let the air out. That way it beats us a little better. Alright, so we're gonna go down this hill and we're gonna take a beach.
Okay.
Good luck, don't die half price.
Where's he at?
He's already hit the bottom.
Holy fuck balls. See how steep it is. Oh. 19 fucking degrees, 20 degrees.
Yep. Damn, that was sketchy.
That was sketchy as fuck with all those little loops on the way down. Fucking ain't it sketchy.
That was sketchy.
Finally hit the beach and it was awesome. Driving on the beach was so chill. We weren't speeding, we were just kind of all soaking it in. And this is kind of what I would expect driving at Pismo should be. But if you've ever been to Pismo, you know it's small, it's very busy, and it's heavily restricted. This was open for miles with almost no one around. And it was beautiful. Nice out here, isn't it?
Yep.
We're thinking I'd rather be here than be behind the Toyota.
Yeah.
That guy's making me nervous as fuck.
Stop dead center in the trail just to get a drink of water.
Not even a drink of water to get a shot of fucking tequila.
It's not a run, so we can't say anything about it.
Ethan is right. This is not my run, so I can't make a big deal about it. You know, if this was my run, that guy would have been sent packing. No way. No way would he be allowed to continue on. So it's not my run, so we kept our distance from him as much as we could.
How the hell is the Nissan making it through this?
Because they know this area and they're down just right. You get the right driver and you can make any vehicle do stuff like this. We're lucky to have a Raptor though. A Raptor has a lot of guides for us. Like I have it in mud sand mode, the rear end is locked, and yeah, going good. I could probably put it in Baja, it wouldn't be fine too. Yeah, make sure you guys go up high here and start to get a little heat. Of course, I turn on the camera, she starts going. After driving the beach for a while, the chopper guys cut up into the cliffs because there was an upcoming section that wasn't passable at high tide. And the tides moved quickly out here, so they wanted to keep the group safe and keep our progress going. We hung out here to soak in this view as well. And in the distance, you can see the point that Chapo team was talking about, where there was no way we were going to pass that. Here's a quick timeline of the 20 minutes that we were there, just so you can see how quickly the tides move out here. As we were rolling down the beach, John spotted a truck that was stuck that we, of course, had to stop and help. Here we got a masterclass in recovery from John.
Oh yeah, they're stuck. Trailer's stuck.
Oh, shit!
That's proper stuck.
You going for the frame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the truck. Oh, they're trying to mount it.
Did I get it on?
Hold on,
You back up just air? Dry. Can you drop that, John? Just tractor mode, super slow. No.
In 4 low.
Yep, 4 low. All right, 1 second.
Hold on.
Wait.
His dick's on
Whatever.
Yeah.
His dick's on the ground.
They're gonna have to pull the truck out.
Problem with that is how do you hook it back up to the trailer?
It took all of us to push the trailer in to get it a little bit close enough to hook up. And then John proceeded to get the track boards under each tire to get it out. The local and red truck was trying to get them out, but there was no way he was gonna do it without the crew's help here.
A lot of people like to dig deeper, then it just falls into a deeper hole.
We want a ramp.
Exactly. All right, you know.
I've been stuck in this shit before. It hits the real shovel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, we should have to get a max track under it, right?
Okay.
Well, we want to come forward.
Yeah. So, no, así está bien, como de frente para.
No, de acá, de este lado.
That was gonna be good. You guys are really good.
So John, you basically lifted up the body, use the block to hold it up, and then you put the jack under the axle to get a board under, right?
Yep, the leaf spring, I put it on the leaf spring so I could sleep. And you see, you notice how there was no room to fucking get a jacket and jackets?
Masterclass in rescue right here with the right gear, dude. Look at that.
I got
2 for the front.
I got 2 also. We have 4. The ones I.
Yep. So what you're doing is grabbing it from the front of the leaf spring, right? Just so we can get a
leaf
block
spring.
under the back.
Yep, see, lifting it up.
Then clearing the space.
Never mind.
Those are the back trucking version of the.
Yeah, I haven't seen those. Yeah, they definitely come up with a lot of stuff.
Careful, guys. Don't get that close, dude. If that rope snaps, you're going to be in a world of hurt.
Slingshot.
Migo,
Out of the way.
go, Migo, go, 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 go.
Underway.
Underway.
There it is. Woo! Gentle tug, too.
Dude is trying to make some money. He's like,
Of course.
but we're like helping him.
My recovery.
Hey, you want me to get my fucking farm jack off the roof, John?
Good job, you guys. How was your day?
Yeah, nice work, you guys.
Hey guys, we have the option to go for the rest of the day. Like another 5 miles down to the estuary mound.
Yeah.
Another lighthouse.
Next up, we went further down the beach to check out another lighthouse. That looked deep. I think that's too wet. Too wet to cross.
Yeah, I think maybe over there.
John going fucking walkabout? Yeah, John's going walkabout. John's in it.
He's walking like he's walking it though, right?
I don't want to be the first to try and get stuck, though.
Looks like those guys are thinking about it too.
I could see how a run through here would be very different depending if it was low tide or high tide.
Yeah, for sure. The time of day. There he goes.
Is he just joyriding?
That's not John.
Yeah, is he just joyriding John's truck? Taking John's truck for a joyride, man?
Can't believe they left the keys in it. They've obviously never been to Mexico before.
Is it John and fucking Mango in the water? Yeah.
It tips John's ankles. Oh, here he goes. Oh.
John has a set of balls on him, man. Can't believe he crossed that so easily.
Oh, that's so doable. That's not that bad.
Hey, the guy, boy. What are you waiting for?
Fuck, that looks nasty. What do you think, man? You gonna do it or not?
I go about 100 yards that way, you have to turn around again.
You can only go to the lighthouse. See that white building up there?
Yeah.
That's as far as you can go.
Well, how was it, John? Was it deep? No, it's only up to my ankle.
Yeah, we're talking your ankles though, man. That's your ankles.
Yeah, but it's only soft on the bank up where you are. As soon as you get down to where the ripples are, it's all hard through the where it's driving through the water. It's all shells. Follow my track. Come on.
John, how many times have you so forced that?
Yeah, but he didn't follow my track. That's the problem.
Are we gonna do it?
Hey, watch me. Hold on. It's not too fast.
Go right, go right, go right. Oh shit!
Hell yeah, no! Yeah, it's no problem at all. It's fine. Then go to your right, then get a runoff. Go slow, Papa, go slow.
Get a runoff.
Not that bad. Still bad enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, water crossing's easy. It's the bit afterwards that you gotta get the run up on.
If you go straight in front of John, it's pretty hard right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Back to the ocean after them things, but it died.
Let's go document it. And I guess this is a big turtle nesting area. Like I showed you guys before, the tides move in and out here very quickly, and a lot of them will nest and they'll get caught by surprise when the tide moved out, and they'll just sit out there and bake. There was a lot of carcasses in that section of beach, unfortunately. Now, unfortunately, from here, the beach turns into a marsh, and there was no real passable way to go all the way to Puerto Peñascos, so we had to turn around, backtrack, and take a more inland route from here. Before we knew it, it was getting closer to sunset, trails were over, and it was time to head into town. Once we aired up, we took pavement and we were headed to Puerto Peñascos, more commonly known as Rocky Point to the Americans that visit this area. Here's where we ran into one of the worst sides of Mexico. Anyone driving in from California down into mainland Mexico has to go through the state of Sonora and this route that we were on. Because of that extra traffic and because of the amount of people that drive through here, there is extra scams and there's extra danger that go along with this section of road. This right here is an illegal stop. We were all fairly confident these were not cops or military, but at least one of them was armed. There's not much you can do in that situation. You just gotta hope that there's safety in numbers. And this is where having a larger group is important, guys. There is safety in numbers in Mexico.
Buenos días.
¿Habla español?
Sí, señor.
¿A dónde va, señor?
Vamos con estos.
Sí. Ok. Ok, métase a la derecha atrás de ellos, de favor.
Ok, gracias.
¿A qué se dedica, señor?
¿Dónde
trabaja?
Searching us again?
Now, their scam here is simple. Send at least 1 to 2 guys per vehicle, more if there's more people in the vehicle, and the goal is to overwhelm you and distract you, attempt to steal something of value, or find something that's not allowed so that they can get a big mordida, some money to look away. John and the taco guy in front of us had about 1 or 2 guys going through their trucks, and it took them quite a while. When they got to my truck, there was about 4 guys around us, and they went through everything. They even had us empty our pockets. Well, they had me empty my pockets and went through everything, including the cash in my wallet. Luckily, because Boris had his family, had his wife and his daughter there, and he also had a dog with him, they didn't search him, but all the other trucks did get searched pretty thoroughly by these guys. This whole experience just spiked my anxiety, and we were hoping that our group was large enough that they would think otherwise about trying to do something.
Fucking guy, I think he stole some money.
What do you mean?
You start off at like $380, $20-$40. He didn't ask you to take your stuff out, right?
No.
Good. Fucking asshole. This is the one part that I hate. I fucking hate this part of it. The constant inspection, the constant checking, and they're just out to get some money.
That's why I asked you to take out your wallet.
Huh? Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? He asked me to empty out my pockets. Checked out all the cash I had and everything. And I'm not sure if he's probably one of those quick-handed guys in the pocket or something.
I was like looking at his hand, and then the other guy had me look at this, and I figured that might be a problem. You couldn't do anything?
Couldn't do shit. As soon as you call them out, they turn it into something bigger.
Well, that was about the most illegal fucking stop in Mexico.
Do those guys even have guns? I feel like they're just like some other people.
The guy had some magazines on his side. We had some magazines on him.
So they were like Jehovah's Witnesses or what? They're getting aggressive nowadays.
He taught me how to take out the center console on my truck real quick.
Guy went through my fucking wallet, man. I'm pretty sure he palmed some cash.
I went through my wallet, but I was watching this stand up and
I was too, but I noticed while he was doing it, they were also trying to get Ethan distracted. So I'm pretty sure he palmed some shit, dude.
We put all our shit away.
I think I came out pretty unscathed, but yeah, they fucking sent 3 dudes at once to get you distracted and see if they can lift something. But actually, they're looking for a propina, man. That's it. They want a tip. Because I had an open beer in my thing, and he didn't look at it fucking once.
I saw one of the guys telling Ethan something like, what is this? Is it a weapon or something like that? It was something that he had on the passenger side.
It was a GoPro.
Maybe he wanted it.
Shortly afterwards, we arrived at Puerto Peñascos in our Airbnb for the day. This section of town is primarily owned by tourists and foreigners, and we were blown away by this multi-million-dollar condo we got to stay in. It was pretty nice. We got settled into our Airbnb fairly quick, and then we decided to all go to the Malecón. For these of you guys that don't know what that means, that's the downtown boardwalk near a beach. Malecón, for you gringos. And the Chapo guys had made arrangements for us to eat at one of their friends' restaurant. Food was really good there, and those guys had some parking spots set up for us, and they had some guy ready to keep an eye on our trucks too while we were in there, because that is a concern while you're out there in Mexico. But for me, this is where the journey ended. John had a second day of trails planned because he wanted to check out some local hotels and then do some trails on the way back to the border in Arizona. But I honestly had enough. My nerves were shot from that first day. While the views were epic, my stress stress level was just through the roof. Having that guy drinking and driving the whole day was quite frustrating because you never knew what kind of risk he was going to put the group in or himself. And it was just exhausting, right? I'm a worrywart. That's just my personality. And then not knowing what kind of checkpoints we would get because, again, we are in Sonora and, you know, whatever else might happen, my stress level was just through the roof. My anxiety was up there and I wanted to get home at a decent time so I had time to unwind and relax before going to work on Monday. And it's kind of lucky that we did, right? Because apparently Jon and the taco guy partied a little too hard the night before and they didn't even get up at a decent time. We had already driven the 2 hours to the border before they were even up. Boris also came along with us. I think he had to work on Monday too, and I'm very thankful for him coming out on that drive back because, again, there's always safety in numbers. Thank you, Boris, for that. I know you probably wanted to stay, so I appreciate you coming back with me because my stress level was pretty much pinned. I was not in a good spot. I think from the Arizona border, it's about 6 hours home too. So we still had a long drive to go and I just needed to unwind, right? I mean, you go to these trips down to Baja, down to Mexico to unwind, not to be stressed out. And I was pretty stressed out. I don't like it when people act like that. Don't like being in unknown stressful situations and I just wanted out. So what do we learn from all this? Mexico is beautiful. The views are epic. People are some of the nicest you'll ever meet, but it's not the US. And if you're gonna visit, educate yourself a little bit before you go. There is safety in numbers. Everybody talks about the cartels and all that stuff and the cops and all that stuff when you go down there. And if you go with a group, there is less of a chance that you're gonna have issues. There's safety in numbers. The cartels aren't gonna mess with a big group. The cops aren't gonna mess as much with a big group unless somebody does something stupid. And same thing with the military. So if you ever do go, safety in numbers, go with a group that knows what they're doing. Go with guys like EXO, go with Dirt Days on one of their runs. They know what they're doing. They know the lay of the land. They know where to go. And they'll guide you guys to stay safe out there. Don't be that entitled American. Keep in mind, you're a foreigner visiting a foreign country. Mexico is not your playground. Don't be a Karen thinking you can do as you like. You can get hurt in the process or get others hurt. Treat it like your own country. Treat it like if you were in the US and you were doing a run in your backyard. And then lastly, make sure you carry some cash. Most of the places you're going to go to out there, they don't accept Visa. Some do, and it's getting better, but a lot of these remote towns don't. And you're going to need some cash for all the mordida. I hate to say it, but you're going to need some cash. Now, I was born in Mexico. My family moved out of Mexico when I was 4, so I've spent more time in the U.S. than I have in Mexico. Mexico is still my home country, though. You know, I'm a citizen in the U.S. I've served in the military, so U.S. is my home, but I was born in Mexico, and, you know, and things like that corruption and that checkpoint and all that stuff just piss me off. But at the same time, it's also scary when you have to go through it. I don't care what anybody says. A checkpoint like that, or you have to worry about a mordida or something like that, can be a scary situation, period. But what pisses me off the most is someone thinking Mexico is their own personal playground. Don't be that guy. Go experience Mexico. Do it with groups like EXO and Dirt Days. Enjoy the scenery. Enjoy the trails. Be on your best behavior. Don't be that guy. Mexico has a lot to offer. It has some of the most epic desert trails and desert views you will ever experience anywhere. Let's keep it open for everybody. Let's keep it safe for everybody. And let's not be fucking entitled Karens out there. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys learned a little bit something with this video. I did wait quite a while to release this one because I didn't want to blow up Jon's spot, right? Jon's a good guy. He's a good guide. He has a ton of knowledge, but he's definitely better when he has somebody like Liana with him. Liana's a little bit more structured, a little bit more planned, and when they put runs together, they do a really good job. Any questions or comments below, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching.